Hey guys, what's up? So now that it's a new year, I'm gonna start a new series that's specifically about field artillery bullock. So it'll probably be most helpful for people who know they're going field artillery, who are thinking about, what branch to join, and maybe people who are, thinking about just joining the army in general, or thinking about going officer versus enlisted. Keep in mind, field artillery bullock is only for officers. However, I could see how there might be some similarities between field artillery bullock and some of the enlisted field artillery AITs. Alright, so field artillery bullock starts with Common Core, which is about 3 weeks. Common Core is basically going over stuff that you should probably already know, but the Army is just making sure that you know. So what do I mean by that? It's a lot of briefs, like a lot of briefs. Death by PowerPoint was a term that was used. Also, you have all your medical stuff, all your dental stuff. Get all that out of the way early. The second day of PT, for us at least, I think it's pretty much the same across the board, was PT test. So make sure you're coming here in shape, coming hydrated, you're eating well. You really don't want to fail that first PT test, because if you do, pretty much everyone will know, and the instructors will know, and it's just really setting a not a bad example, I'm sorry, making a bad first impression. Also during Common Core, you'll have, we have 5 or 6 days of combatives for PT, so that was kind of cool. We basically went, I think, all the way through combatives 1. There's 4 levels of combatives. We went through combatives 1. It's more just the basics. You learn some cool stuff that you probably wouldn't know otherwise, but you're not going to be like an MMA fighter after it, so nothing to really brag about. Also, you'll do some pretty cool stuff. You'll do land nav course. The land nav course here is really not that bad. There's not a lot of dense growth and thick wooded areas and stuff, so it's pretty easy to maneuver around. A lot of the points aren't that you can see from the road and stuff, so don't worry about it. The only people who really failed land nav were people who forgot to bring stuff that they're supposed to bring, so as long as you don't make a stupid mistake like that, you should be fine. Also, during Common Core, we had 2 days of shooting, so grouping and zeroing was one day, and then qualifying the next day. So you like shooting? It's pretty cool. As you might know, shooting in the Army is not quite as fun as shooting on your own, just because there's a lot of people, only a certain amount of lanes, so there's a lot of waiting, but I mean, in the end, you're still shooting for free, and I had a good time with it. Right after Common Core is this thing called CAD, which stands for Combined Arms Division or something. I can't remember exactly what that means. But basically, it's your first thing that's going to be graded. So all this stuff during Common Core, it's pass-fail. So like land nav, you have to do it. You just have to pass, though. Whether you get 5 points or 8 points, it doesn't matter. But you should still go for the 8 points. For shooting, you just have to qualify. It doesn't matter if you get expert or not. But again, you should be trying to go for expert. For CAD, it's actually graded. Like not pass fail, like real grade. We were one of the first classes where they actually had like a CAD test and stuff. Bullocks before us did not have it, so it might change when you go to Bullock, but this is information as of the end of October 2016 is when I started Bullock, so just keep that in mind. CAD I think it was like 7 or 8 PowerPoints, pretty important stuff that you should probably learn. Definitely take notes and stuff, because there will be a test. There was 1 or 2 homeworks, I can't remember, but one of them was actually pretty tricky. I tried to trip you up along the way, so make sure you're paying attention when you go through that. The CAD test itself, for us, it was open note, open laptop. So what you really want to do, or at least what I did and worked really well for me, was I took a lot of notes, and then I typed them all up and I made a directory. So, if a question was asking about the Warfighting Functions, I go to the directory, Control F, Warfighting Functions, see, oh, that's in this PowerPoint and also in this part in your notes. So if you do that, you should be fine. Don't freak out about it. Some people are freaking out because it's like, ooh, first test of Bullock. It's really not that bad, but don't procrastinate, don't be lazy about it, because we did have a decent amount of people fail, so don't do that. But yeah, that's basically the first month of Bullock right there. It's Common Core and CAD. Looking back on it, there's very relaxed days. Got out early, decent amount of time. Very different than Mod 1, which I'll make another video about probably tomorrow, but very different. So just be aware, Bullock is not going to be like Common Core and CAD. That is an outlier. Then you get into Mod 1 and it's a whole different ballgame. But for that reason, you should especially try hard during CAD so that you can pad your points a little bit in case you struggle with material in Block 1. In case you didn't know already, I have a BOLC series where I've been making videos at least once a week, just kind of talking about my experiences going through BOLC, so I'll link that and you can check those out and watch me go through it, you know, in person as it happens. Anyways, that's all I've got, guys, so I hope you find this helpful. Please let me know in the comments below. If you do, awesome. Give me a subscription, a like, whatever. And I'm gonna try to keep doing this stuff because Field Artillery BOLC is the second hardest BOLC in the Army, only behind aviation, and probably because aviation's like a full year. Field Artillery BOLC's 5 or 6 months. I'm hoping this will make it easier for the lieutenants who come to BOLC after me, so people aren't as stressed out as some people in my class were. But that's all I've got, so until next time, keep killing it.